Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Dadlife.
All right, so what do we have to do to this bench? So in order to get the bench done, my wife and I want to restain the top, and instead of using the high gloss polyurethane, we are going to use the brush on polyurethane, so we don't have to do an actual pour and make borders and all that stuff. However, in order to start over, first we had left this off with sanding, and you can actually see, even though it was sanded down pretty hardcore, you can actually see here and here, anything here, there and there, all throughout the whole bench. That's actually the high gloss poly. You can see you can chip it, and what it does is it actually embeds into the wood when you sand it. So the proper way to do this is scraper, metal, heat gun, and what you're going to do, you can see the difference is you're going to slowly heat up the surface and move and literally just slowly peel off the stain, which is encasing the poly, or I should say the high gloss, whatever it's called. And yeah. All right guys, we got all the old famowood high gloss glaze off. So what we're gonna do now is we got some 150 grit sandpaper, and we're just gonna take it down just so we can get it ready for the water-based polyurethane brush on. Let's do that. Tech tip from when I was in the auto body for a few years. When you're sanding wood, cars, anything like that, especially if you're not using a block, foam pad or anything like that, your fingertips when you're sanding have a tendency, because of the pressure, you can put extra sanding marks into the surface. So instead of sanding like this, and what you're doing is you're focusing all this here and then here, and it becomes uneven. Longer strokes have always worked good. So take the panel and just kind of be like, nice, long. Now that we're done sanding, what you want to do is take some kind of tack cloth. In this case, I like to use like a little foam, just a foam scuff pad basically, and I'm not even scuffing it, but what it does is, because the famowood heats up when you're removing it, the glaze heats up when you're removing it, and then you just have all that residue, kind of like a goof off and like almost like a rubber eraser feel. This just helps knock it all off. Paper towel would end up getting caught on the corners. If you use like a tack cloth, again, you'll see that the tack cloth will have all the strands getting caught in the corners. And the good thing is you can see a little bit of debris down in there. You can kind of shove this in, do the best you can to work it through to get all the sanded parts off, and then you can even use this and you see it pops out. All right guys, project has moved outside. It's about 60 degrees, beautiful day. Table has been wiped down for any dirt debris. You see here's the Minwax water-based polyacrylic that we're gonna apply. We're probably gonna do 3 to 4 coats, depending on how much of a sheen and how good it turns out. So let's set this up and get into it. All right, so first coat is applied. For a nice solid gloss, the can recommends 3. Your first coat, just like paint, just like Plastidip, just like a lot of things, is recommended like kind of like a skim coat or a very light coat. You can kind of liken it to your first date with somebody. Think of your first coat as the coffee break. You just go out for a coffee the first time, and your second and third coats, you'll take her out to dinner, something like that. And the can recommends 2 hours, which is a long time, but hey, it's life. So we're gonna let this sit for 2 hours, set a timer, and then we'll come back, and what you have to do is lightly sand with 220 or above grit, and then we'll apply the second coat. So we'll be back. All right, guys, getting ready to apply the second coat. Put wipe down, get off any sanding dust. Again, you just lightly sand it in between coats. So right now we just have the 1 coat on, so we're going to apply coat number 2. All right, so we just applied our second coat of the polyurethane, polyacrylic. One thing to note is the temperature's about maybe 10-15 degrees cooler than it was yesterday. So we're gonna let it dry again, the recommended 2 hours, but maybe 2.5 hours depending on if it's still tacky. So we'll record that.
All right, guys, so that is a wrap on our redo for our bench. Sometime soon this year, we'll get started on fixing the 4 chair tops that were also destroyed. Same process. So again, thank you for watching. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you're enjoying the content. Once again, it's too late at night. I'm going to bed. Dadlife out.